Okay, definitely a lower turnout than I expected, but hey, we're here and we're gonna get going. Welcome everyone to the first official ORL Town Hall meeting. Basically, we're just gonna run through all the updates and changes we have going on. And for those of you who are looking at the live stream, you will notice the new logo. And as we go about this meeting, you're going to notice all the logos start to change. We are rebranding completely. We've picked new colors, a new logo theme, and all of our merch, liveries, stream overlays, graphics, whatever, are going to change today. So, yeah, that's all good news. Minor rule updates we'll go through, and iRacing. We're going to talk about iRacing as well because we have a pretty cool platform. So whether you're watching on the live stream or you're watching this in the future, or you're in the session with us right now, everything should apply. Yeah. And I may get pulled away a couple times throughout this just for different reasons. I am sorry in advance if that happens. And then we'll do the questions kind of towards the end of this. And if you guys do have more questions, throw them into that link that is in the chat of this stage. If you are watching on YouTube and you're not in the stage, feel free to join, and then you guys can throw in some questions into that submission. The point of the submission is if you want to keep yourself anonymous, you don't have to. If you do it in the chat, I may miss it though, so it's better if it's in there. I won't miss it. And I will not be answering them in any particular order, literally just as I read them. Or as they come up, I guess. Okay, first thing, let me pull up our meeting notes from this season and swiftly get through that. Who wants Formula Cars? Honestly, if that's the way it has to be to make you guys happy, we'll do it. Formula Cars are not fun for me, but hey, I'll do it. Whatever the people want. Where is our season 15 meeting thread? Oh, found it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so to go a few some of the things. First things first, we are removing the appeal token rule. We're not going to have that this season. The reason for it is people have not abused it, and the reason we implement it in the first place is because people were abusing appeals. So long as people are not abusing appeals and appealing stupid stuff, we're going to keep that rule out of the rule book. I think it makes it better for everyone. It is really bothering me that my camera is not working. It is one of these USBs, I think. If everything goes to shit, just... There we go. My messy hair. I put on a hat. And yes, I am repping the old brand colors right now, even though we have a new branding. Okay, yeah, so no appeal token. Rookies on Wednesday and Thursday Pro-Am have been merged into one race. It's Pro-Am Rookie, all on Thursday night. The reason for this is to get a better grid size. We want to make sure that racing is fun for everyone and you don't show up and there's like 15 or less people there, especially on tracks like Spa, which are massive, and 20 cars is like a ghost town on there. We're going to continue using the West Coast Championship on Tuesday as like an experimental classes, but as well as the same calendar. So it's going to be GT3 Modern and GT3 Legacy based on the community polls this season. What that means is basically everything that's 2017 and older with the inclusion of the original Porsche and Ferrari, are going to be the legacy cars. They're a little bit slower, no BOP, no support by Kunos, and they're going to be kind of like a different playing field. And then there's going to be all the new cars. And the new cars will actually include the Lexus because it's still a supported car in the game. We are adjusting the way that we have our initial classes. So when people join the server, they will be put into probably a more accurate driver category. So it's based on grid rating for the initial, and then after you've been in the league for more than a season, you'll be shuffled based on your results, finishing positions, and other such information. If you're not aware of this, we will probably have a question about it, and we'll go into it, but there is a information sheet in the ACC Race Information channel. It's going to be altered a little bit before next season starts because there are some changes, but it gives you a general guideline as to what we look for and how we class our drivers. What else? Let's go through it. Full rebrand. The start date's January 6th. After this meeting is over, all of our new championships will be opened up on SimGrid for you guys to register. So that's going to be pretty cool. 6-round championships. They're going to be mixed up. We're not 100% sure yet, but they're going to be mostly 45 minutes, and there may be a 60-minute or a double sprint in there at some point. We are refreshing the track cycle completely. The track cycle is completely based on the community. So we did a poll, as you guys may have remembered, over the past couple of weeks on people's favorite tracks. And literally we took the top 6 tracks and we made those this season's calendar. Off the top of my head, it's Spa, Red Bull, Kyalami, I think Watkins. I forget the other 2, but the calendar will be dropping today as well. We are going to be introducing iRacing a little bit. We're not going to be introducing championships yet, but we are going to be doing one-off events. We're going to be mixing it up. So we're going to get some sports cars, some open wheel. Unlikely we'll do anything oval or dirt related, but we may do a couple ovals. I know the next event actually is an oval, IndyCar at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Chad's right. Bathurst and Barcelona are the other 2. So we're going to experiment with the different classes in iRacing to see what people like the most and resonate with the most. And then we're going to pursue those ones as much as we can. So that way people who are in our league show they enjoy certain things, and we actually do that. The nice thing about iRacing, and I'm not going to throw a whole sales pitch at you guys here. Anyone who is interested in learning more can ask me or ask any of our staff. But there is a 10 Canadian dollar promotion through the FIA that anyone can take advantage of, which is insanely cheap. I think that's like $7 for the whole first year, and you get a free car, the Formula 4, which is like an unbeatable deal. You can't get any game for $10 at that caliber. So that's really, really cool. Anyone who has an issue with the pricing or the monthly fee of iRacing, I urge you to at least try this and then make a judgment call later. If you get it for $10 for a year, like that's less than any fast food restaurant you'd ever go to, and I know most of us go to them frequently. Another thing we're going to offer is when we do start up a championship, we are going to have some sort of rebate system. We're still working out the details, but for those of you that don't know, a rebate is like a refund. And anyone who races with us with a certain attendance ratio requirement is going to get, like, we will give you the money back that you spent on any of the required DLC. So if you bought a car for the season and you race 5 out of the 6 races, we will literally give you that money back for that car as like a thank you for racing with us. So it's actually not going to cost you anything up front. You'll have to pay for it, but you're going to get the money back. So that's something really cool that we're going to offer for anyone who joins our iRacing championships. And then we also have... Okay. Bye, I love you. My girlfriend's heading out. Yeah, so that's really cool. And then we're going to experiment with, different types of cars. Personally, I'm a big fan of like the IMSA stuff, the prototypes, LMP3s, 2s, and GT3s. Some people really like Formula 4, Super Formula, different open wheels. We're going to experiment with it all and figure it out. And whatever people like, we're going to do. And if it's like 50-50. We'll try and incorporate a little bit of both. IMSA and Formula will be my top two picks. Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be where it comes down to. Probably won't do Formula One because it's a little intense for most people, but like Super Formula I heard is pretty good. And yeah, like the IMSA stuff is pretty cool too. Um yeah. So that's really cool. And then AC Evo update. A lot of people may not know this yet, but AC Evo is launching this month. However, it is only solo play that's launching this month. So ORL will not be doing anything in relation to AC Evo because it will not be multiplayer. We may propose like a lap time challenge or something, but the problem is we don't know how the game is with weather and conditions to ensure that it would actually be fair. So we're gonna literally play AC Evo like as it comes. So every time something comes out, we're gonna deal with it. Then we're not gonna like preemptively try and predict how it's gonna go. So yeah, keep that in mind. It hasn't been sorted out yet, but I'll give you guys this one as a bit of a sneak preview. We are gonna do raffle prizes based on attendance participation this season. I do not yet know what they are, but we're hoping for some high ticket items, maybe some actual equipment, PC parts, subscriptions, coaching, lots of other things. I don't want to get into the details of how high we're hoping to go with it or how low because I don't want to set false expectations. But it won't be based on you winning the championship. It'll be based on you showing up. So if we have 6 races and you show up to 5, you'll be eligible to be in this. If you're a Patreon member, you will get a different amount of votes. So with our Patreon, we're changing a little bit as well, and I'll get into it more soon, but we're going to have people, an incentive is going to be every time we have a poll or a raffle or prize, as a Patreon member, you get more entries. We've done that already, but it's going to be more structured. So yeah, and if anyone is a company that would like to sponsor ORL with some prizes to give away, please reach out. And we would love to make that happen and promote the crap out of your business. I'll talk about that one some other time because it's not for sure yet. Talked about the grid rating adjustments. iRacing's talked about. Yeah, so Patreon is going to be a little different this time around. We're going to change it for the new year. Right now we have, I believe, 3, 5, 10, and 50 US dollar tiers. We're going to change it a little bit to 5, 10, 15, 25, and 50. And essentially it's just going to be a spread of options for people who are wanting to support the league in different capacities. We noticed that a lot of people are maxing out at the 50, or sorry, not a lot, a few people, but we notice almost everyone is maxing out at the $10 one. And when asking people about it, they do say they would be interested in supporting more depending on the offerings. So what we're going to look at is right now the $50 tier, essentially the biggest perk about it is it gets you 2 coaching sessions a month and you can join our meetings. If you do the 25, you'll get 1 coaching session and you'll get half off to paid events. And as it goes down from there, there'll be more and more options that are like that, but just like less. And then we might introduce like a $1 tier as well, and we'll just have it as a basic supporter. Still kind of playing with it, honestly, but we are trying to make it a bit better, streamlined, and more of what people are willing or wanting to contribute. Everyone who contributes gets access to the members only channels in the Discord. It's a private section that you have private access to. There's private polls, so you actually can make decisions on behalf of the league. There is the general chat for when we just want to discuss things or if you need support on something. And then we have the coaching sections as well. So it's a bit of a small section, but because of it being small, you get like more one-on-one help. So if you have support issues, you get it faster than anyone else. And your voice gets heard a lot quickly, faster as well. Didn't even notice the chat. We got Duck, who's both in both, Chad, who's in both, Adrian, and Daniel Edwards. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, and Peter Sabo. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah. Moving on. How far are we into this? We're like 20 minutes into this, give or take. Are you gonna race an LMU? Good question. Not sure. We're gonna test it and see. I've heard a lot of great things about the updates because it was really, really crappy upon release, but apparently it's really gotten good, and a lot of leagues are switching over to it. So I'm not going to answer that for sure yet, but we are going to investigate and consider it. When it came out, it was horrible. I'm not even going to try and defend it, but I've heard only good things in the past couple weeks since the new update. I've not tried it myself, so we're going to figure it out kind of as it comes. Duck, I will definitely take it under advisement. But yeah, it's one of those things where getting a lot of positive reviews, so I do not want to throw it away. I want to keep it under consideration. That's all. Sweet. Now, going into a couple things. So the rule book is going to be getting a bit of a revision. It's still in the works, but because we're introducing iRacing into the league, we want to have a more generic rule book. It's still going to cover everything we need to. It's just going to be less ACC specific. So when it talks about, qualifying and formation laps, we're going to change that a little bit to be more specific. As you may or may not know, in iRacing, they have more options for how you start a race. Standing starts, rolling starts are both in that game, and pit starts as well. And they have safety cars in that game in some capacity as well. And penalties work a little differently in iRacing. We're still learning it, and part of the way we're doing iRacing is to learn for ourselves as much as get you guys involved. So check the rule book before the next season. Very, very important. JT has to drive a car that's not a Porsche. Yeah, right. That'll be the day. I'll buy a lottery ticket when that happens. There are new channels appearing in the Discord because of the iRacing. We have ACC registration and iRacing registration separate. iRacing registration is a bit different. You basically just go into iRacing UI and literally find our league and apply. You don't have to do anything in Discord like you do for ACC. And we have, instead of having championship categories, we have game categories. So there's the whole iRacing category, including endurance. Then there's the did I say iRacing? ACC. And then there's the iRacing category as well. So two separate. And then there's another category for the Premier Cup, which, if you guys are not aware of, it's our like premium level championship in ACC, essentially for high ranking drivers only on SimGrid. Anyone who's like an intermediate and above can enter in that series. So if you guys are interested in racing that, it will be starting possibly in March. We're still working on it, but you must have a intermediate level SimGrid rating to join it. What do the folks in the chat want to see out of the upcoming ACC championships? I would pay JT to race a full season. We should just add that to like a tier of Patreon. If we have like 6 people that do the $25 a month Patreon, that means Justin has to run a different car. That'd be $150, and Justin, we could like split it 50-50. That'd be wild, wouldn't it? Hello from Brazil. Thanks, man. If you want, you can also join in the Discord as well. Okay, what is next, guys? What's next? Maybe I will jump into some of the questions in a sec here. I'll have to pay more money to penalize the best driver so I can win. Hey, listen, it's been a discussion. Zach Flat, how's it going, man? Yeah, really. Sorry for the yawn. All right, moving on, moving on. Okay, so the Discord's been cleaned up, and I'm sure you guys have noticed that. That's a lot of stuff that's going on there. It's still going on, to be honest with you, but it's more on the back end side of things. You guys won't see it as much, but there will still be some changes. So make sure when you're around the Discord, if you can't find something, don't be afraid to ask because everything's moving all the time. We added a new category for racing resources as well as our regular information. So yeah, totally understand if people are like lost and can't figure it out. You will be forgiven. Anywho, let's get to some questions because I know that that's kind of the main reason that we are here. And I want to make sure that everyone has a chance to get their questions answered. And if you do ask questions in the YouTube chat or the Discord chat, I'm totally chill with it. But just note if it gets busy, I may miss it due to that. Dan Edwards, there is no action by Kunos in regarding to updating at this stage. Keep me posted. If anyone is not aware, we have an ACC updates channel in our Discord, and Dan Edwards is the one that keeps on top of that. Dude's like a super nerd when it comes to keeping up with Kunos updates, and he posts everything about the adjustments in the game in that channel. If you guys are looking for it, it is in the race information, which is below the lounge or the general section, and it literally is called ACC patch notes. It's honestly been super helpful, that channel, because I think every league should have one. It keeps you informed and it helps us know like what cars are getting BOP'd unfairly and what tracks are coming and what physics adjustments there's going to be. So yeah, if you guys have any concern or interest about what the updates have, check out that channel. It's very well organized. Porsche Cup is the best. Chad, you're fired. That's all I'm gonna say. JT has to use the Jag. That's hilarious. I'm free. Wait, no, come back. No, the Porsche Cup in iRacing is awesome. I don't care what anyone says. It's so good. It's way better than ACC, and it honestly makes you a better driver. But hey, listen, I'm just objective. That's all. That's all, dudes. That's all. Um, Here we go. It's not realistic. I'm gonna get a lecture. You're thinking the GTR. Oh, you're talking about something else. Okay, let's go through some questions, boys and girls. First things first, why isn't there a push for APAC to start up properly? Staffing. It's that simple. Something that I cannot stress enough here in ORL is we don't have enough staffing. It's very tough to manage real life and our hobby. And what a lot of people seem to maybe not understand in the community is this is a hobby for us. None of us get paid. We don't make enough Patreon money to pay anyone outside of our server costs and overhead. So yeah, it's all volunteer run. People have kids. A lot of the people on staff are parents, grown adults. They have lives, full-time jobs, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, 70, 80 hours a week to some of the guys here. Not saying anyone, just pointing fingers. So yeah, we just don't have it. And for APAC, it's a highly, highly competitive region. There are two leagues. There's Ruse and Octane who dominate the APAC scene, especially for the Australian side of it. And they kind of are hard to compete with. And I don't know if we really need or want to compete with them. I've never raced in their leagues, but I've seen and heard many good things. A couple of their staff have raced with us. So if you are in Aussie or someone in APAC, I would urge you to check out Octane. Um, and if you really don't like them for some reason and you want to join us on staff and help us get it started, that would be super, super cool. Um, but yeah, it's a matter of staffing when it comes down to it. Um, would ORL be interested in running a rookie academy? We actually used to. We on For a few seasons on Monday mornings, we had a series that was designed around one-on-one coaching for whoever was in the top half of skilled drivers that showed up that night would coach the bottom half of the skilled drivers. And then we would do like a 1 hour practice and coaching session. Then we would do a quick qualifying and two back-to-back 20-minute races so we could have everyone work together and kind of just like utilize the skills that they learned. Problem again is staffing. We just didn't have enough hands on deck to keep it consistent. And it was getting a little bit problematic with coaching. We found that some of the people who needed the most coaching weren't getting it. So it's something that I'm totally, totally on board with and has been suggested by many, many members and staff members. It's just a matter of getting something together with a group of people to make it happen. So, again, if you want to join staff, hit me up. Can we do more gaming nights like Jackbox and stuff? Honestly, whoever wrote that, if you aren't on staff, make it happen. Use ORL as your place. If you want to do something and you want to host it well, give me the details, or myself or Durasso give us the details, and we'll happily promote it. You have the VCs, you have the channels, you have the community. Um, the ORL staff doesn't have to be the ones that put on gaming nights. Really, we have the open lobbies ping, we have the gaming pings. Just send it. Just do it. If you can't ping for some reason because you don't have the permissions, no problem. Just let us know. Um, but yeah, no issue there. It's just again kind of like a matter of our timing. Like for me, I'm more West Coast. I'm in the mountain time in the Americas, and by the time I'm like ready to sit down and play games and such, everyone else is in bed. So yeah, it's just a matter of timing. So if you want to host something in ORL, let me know. Very happy to make it happen. Will the new logos be available for livery makers to use them? Yes, we have a Google Drive folder that's going to launch either today or tomorrow with all of the PNGs. So you guys will be able to do with that what you want. Throw it on your cars. We don't care. And also, the liveries are going to be public. Anyone will be able to use the liveries. And I want to show you guys what they look like. They're still in the works, but I'm going to throw an example in your direction here. Let's find the Porsche because it's everyone's favorite car. Copy image. So it's going to be in the chat, but I'll blow it up on the screen right now. In the chat is a photo of the livery design. I know it's going to be kind of hard for you guys to see on the YouTube live stream, but it's blue to orange gradient, little hexagon designs in there, very simple. A couple of like silver and gray accents on it. Yeah, it's just simple, man. We wanted to keep it simple. There's no external sponsors on there, and that way it stands out. It's going to be very obvious on a grid, bright colors. Yeah, we are very happy with it. I love it personally. I am super selfish in saying I think it's fantastic. I didn't design it. That's all credit to JW Designs. Really, really good guy. And if anyone is interested in joining his Discord, let me grab an invite link for you. Cool. Use copy button. And it says copied. Yeah, that's super chill. Super chill. I cannot even send it to you. That's wild. Alright. Maybe he's not using the Discord server as much. But yeah, there you go. So, new design. As I said, new colors. I'm repping the old ones right now. This is the old esports sweater, but orange and light blue are the new colors. Will the ORL driver classifications be adjusted after the Season 15 championship goes live? Yes. So we are in a bit of scramble because we wanted to do the brand launch on the new year, but we also didn't want to make twice as many graphics for everything and mess around with all that. So we just needed to get everything out. Over the next few days, we're going to be doing driver class adjustments. Everyone should register with their current class, and if we need to, we will adjust people if we've adjusted them. We usually don't adjust too many people between seasons. It'll be like 20-ish max. And if those same people register, we can just shuffle them around as needed. But always remember to check your roles when you are registering for a championship. Literally click your own name, just like this, view the roles, and find your class. And for me, I am lost. Why am I lost? Maybe it got removed? Guys, am I tripping? ACCI Racing Open Lobbies? Yeah, I don't have a category role. Who did this? Who's messing with my rules? Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I'm Am, but I'll fix it. There. There it is. I'm Am. Yeah. So anyways, that's how you find out, and then you register accordingly. At the end of this, I'll show you guys the championship so you know how to register. Yeah, actually, that's what I'll do. I'll do a quick tutorial on registration for anyone who doesn't know how to do it if they're watching this, and then if anyone wants to tell them. And then maybe poor Drew will get him to splice this video up for the questions and answers. Why isn't there an endurance championship? One race a month with quality ranking to set appropriate classes. Good question. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe. We are trying to do one endurance race every month. So if we can turn that into a championship, that would be pretty cool. We'd have to think about how to do it. One of the biggest issues I see is participation going down based on like regular endurances. Like a regular endurance might have like 40 cars, but an endurance championship might have 20 or less. We did an endurance championship and the participation was horrible, and nobody wants to do a 6-hour race with like 6 cars. And that's kind of what happens at the end of endurance championships. So we'll play it a different way. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a prize per event and then an overall grand prize. To the person that wrote this question, if you have some ideas, shoot them over to me in a DM or open a support forum. Rather than it being like in this chat right now or public facing, let's just talk about it like private, semi-privately. And then get some ideas. I like the idea. It's just a matter of how much work it is. And that means that every month we have to have an endurance race no matter what, and that no matter what, people have to staff it. And that's extremely difficult. I know it was you, but I'm keeping names out of it in case you didn't want that to be you. But yeah, just shoot me a DM, Dan. That's all good. How open is ORL to streaming off-season events? We are just as open as our broadcasters are available. The thing with the off-season events is it's an opportunity for our staff to actually participate in races because so many of our staff members don't race in our championships because of how much work it is. So if, whoever suggested this wanted to volunteer to join staff, we could do it. But yeah, we just don't have enough commentators. We have like 2 full-time commentators. I wouldn't even call them full-time. 2 regular commentators and like 3 stragglers, me being one of them. They're all good. It's just a matter of time. Like Two of them have kids, so they're busy. Um, I work a lot of hours, and the other two commentate all of our regular championships. So yeah, it's just a matter of juggling time. So if anyone wants to sign up to be a broadcaster, all we require is that you have a decent quality streaming connection and you have experience. That's it. Would you? Oh, this is, I think, the last question. If you guys have more questions or you have asked them, I'll get to them in a minute. But if you want to ask more questions, please do so. And I will even pin this if I can. Ah, you cannot. I'll just post it again. There's a link if you guys want to submit more questions. Would you be opposed to having some races on AC? Doesn't have to be on SimGrid, but just in general. Hey, like, kind of going back to the Jackbox question. If you guys want to just do like a gaming night on AC, no issue. We have an AC role. You can actually ping it and get something going. As far as it being like a regular thing, just it's too much. Trying to juggle now that we have iRacing and we have 3 championships a week, monthly endurance racing, the Premier Cup coming up. Something else I got to be missing. The charity events. Yeah, it would just it's a lot. It's a lot. So if people want to do it, no issue. And we can totally like let you guys make that happen. Just use open lobbies for the AC role. Yeah. Yeah, I would say no to or like ORL sanctioned organized events, but I'm happy to race AC. I love it. I love racing AC, especially because you can have whatever car chart combo you want with the with mods. Yeah, but just running it as a league is just a lot of work. I also have no idea how to run a server. I have Content Manager, like the premium version, and I am so like technology dumb and like server dumb that I don't know how to do the port forwarding and all that stuff. Yeah. Robert, did we answer the question about the logo being available for custom liveries? Yes. Um, the logos are going to be available either later today or tomorrow, and the liveries will be available for anyone to use as well. So, yeah, super cool that feature there. I'm just going to catch up on the YouTube chat a little bit just to see if there's any questions in there. If there's anything else you need me to do, just message me. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, just get my DMs later and we'll chat. $300 to run the Jag. If anyone wants to fork up $300, Justin Turek will run the Jag in season 15. 50% of all earnings to force JT to change a race event for charity. Nice. Oh, that's the conversation about the realisticness of the Porsche Cup. Anyone want to help me get to B class in sports car? Yeah, if you just start from the back, you'll get it. Pro tip from a pro driver right here. Put the staff application in here. It's easy to join. Help us out. Can you put the staff application in here, Chad? That'd be cool. Should be in the information section. Would be fun for. Oh, I'm assuming that was in response to the AC comment, Justin. Would be fun for all DTM cars. I would totally agree with that. If we did like the Audi, BMW, Mercedes DTM cars, that would be a lot of fun. Find some DLC and let's look into it. I'd be down. Sold. As long as I'm available, I'm happy to broadcast the off-season events, but attendance must be 20 or more, otherwise I want to race in them. Yeah, I kind of agree with Nate. Our actual threshold for broadcasting, for anyone who's not aware, and this probably I've never told this to the community, our broadcast threshold is like 12. If we get less than 12 cars in a race that's like an hour long, forget it. It's so bad. So we don't typically do that. Chad, if you don't have all channels visible, that could be why. But I will get it. Unless I accidentally deleted it, but I don't think I did. Oops, what's going on here? What is going on? If anyone wants to apply to be staff. There you go. Oh, Chad's making noises. Kind of forgot he was up on the stage today. Yeah, so anyone wants to join the staff, there you go. Is it mandatory to have overall logos for the championships? Absolutely not. You can have whatever logos you want as long as it's stream appropriate. Yeah. No obligation. You can. You can have your whole thing as a mosaic of overall logos. I still remember when I applied for broadcaster and somehow transitioned to admin. Yeah, I mean, like, stuff happens, and you helped too much. That's why. But we do need broadcasters, so if you want to get back into it, just apply. All right, so another question did come in, and I'm assuming this was Duck. Can we have a poll to see who will do Formula cars? Yeah, we can. But with the iRacing right now, the way it is, like our polls are not giving us very accurate information or results. I'll be completely honest with you. We asked people for like what the best time of day would be to race. Hey, puppy. And we went with that time, and literally not a single person showed up. So I'm open to doing that, but I would say let's wait until we get some more people in the iRacing community in our Discord. Because yeah, the polls are not useful. Because a bunch of people will just say yes because they want to race in iRacing, but then when it comes down to actually doing a league, they don't show up. And that's something else that I should probably like touch on a little bit before we close this up, because I think we're pretty much at the end of an hour and almost done, and got to get ready for the event we have today. 90 90 minutes of Nordschleife. If anyone's interested, by the way, to register on SimGrid right now, because the entry list will probably go live. Any staff here who can handle the entry list, by the way, that'd be super chill. Unless my timing's off and it doesn't start for another hour, I'm, kind of dumb sometimes. Got my dog here. Yeah, something that I want to address, not really a big concern, and I don't know how to word it without sounding kind of like a dick, but when it comes to making decisions, a lot of what we have to do is we have to make decisions based on the mindset of like a league organizer and not as much about what we like as an individual. So there's a lot of suggestions that we get, like, oh, start a GT4 series, start a Porsche Cup series, do a series of only night races, or do a series of only rain races. And as cool as those suggestions are, and as much fun as they could actually be, they are horrible suggestions. And the reason they're horrible is because nobody actually, like, people say they want to race rain and then nobody shows up. People say they want to race at night, nobody shows up. And I'm not saying like, we get 20 people show up. I'm talking like we'll be lucky if 5 to 10 people show up for those races. Porsche Cup, it's good to do once in a while, but as a regular championship, it's a little bit tough because there are some leagues out there that have really, really good Porsche Cup championships who I don't want to take away from. And I would encourage you guys to give them a chance. But again, same thing. People don't want to race a car that's not easy to drive. That's why people stick to GT3. They don't want to drive a car without TC, and no aerodynamic grip whatsoever. People don't want to race GT4s and M2s because they're slow, even though they're probably the most fun cars in the game to race wheel to wheel. Like, objectively speaking, they are the most fun. M2s are the best wheel to wheel racing that ACC has to offer. And you can disagree with that if you want, but I'm assuming you haven't given it a fair chance. Because everyone who does give it a fair chance comes out and goes, "Holy crap, that was amazing." The GT2s, they make you a better driver. That's also objective. They don't have as much aero grip, they're more powerful, and their braking points are changing. The weight balance of the car changes the braking points. They're hard to drive, make you a better driver, but nobody wants to actually show up and people want to suggest it. So, sorry if that sounded like kind of a frustrated rant, but I just want to educate the audience, the members, on why we don't do certain championships and why certain suggestions may get tossed aside. Because if I put right now a Porsche Cup Championship on SimGrid and start it in 2 months from now and give people 2 months to sign up, we might get like 20, 25 people sign up. Round 1, we'll have 20 show up. Round 2, we'll have 10 show up. Round 3, we'll have 5 show up. And it'll literally like cut in half each round. So it sucks. Really does. Because I love Porsche Cup cars as well. But yeah, it's just the unfortunate reality of it. Abdul, yeah, the M2 is mad fun. It is, dude. M2 aka Fender Bender. Yeah. So if you guys want those events to happen, just help us promote them and actually show up. That's the biggest thing we can do, because that's the only way that those things can happen. And honestly, not too many leagues do them. So, let's just make it happen. And also, Porsche Cayman GT4 is prone to tipping. Yep, that's super normal. Yeah, so if you want to have like the most fun car in the game is like the Cayman at like Imola or like Monza. Anything with giant curbs, because it might actually roll like legitimately. Yeah, happens at least once per race. I barely stream for myself. 12 p.m. Eastern is when the server opens, I think. Yeah, my bad on that. But there's enough staff in here, they're taking care of it. Cool. If anyone else has any final questions, please submit them. And then if not, we can wrap this up. Oh, shoot. I was going to do a quick breakdown at... Oh, it does roll at Bathurst, Daniel. You're right. I'm going to do a quick breakdown here of the registration process. Forgive my messy Discord, but let me just open up the Start Here category. So maybe someone can remind me to clip this later on, and we can go through it and make it like a YouTube video or something like that. So let me put this on my main screen here. All right. Welcome to the Start Here section of the ORL Discord. Let me put this on the side so I can still see chats if I need to. Hey, Richard, don't forget to clip it later on. Thank you. All right, here's your tutorial on the registration process for ACC specifically in Odyssey Racing League. So we do want you to navigate through all 4 of these channels. It's very important because all of the information is going to be here. And we are doing a Discord update like I mentioned earlier. So all of these channels are going to be like moderately restructured or have different information related to them. Like I said before, we've been a very ACC centric league. It's been exclusively ACC actually. And now we're doing a bit of a mix with iRacing. So it's going to be a bit more generic. And then in the individual championship sections or the series sections, which will be down below in this area down here where it says ACC and iRacing, those will have more of the specific race info, and same with the race info category over here. So going back up, general info is going to have a welcome channel that explains the 4 steps of channels that you go to, which honestly I could edit this right now and just add in iRacing. Nope, that's not it. IR registration. So there's that fixed. And then there's going to be the information on the weekly schedule. So right now we do only ACC, like I said. So what we'll do is we'll specify those with like emotes that's our ACC and iRacing related, so you know which event is which. There's a server invite and the rules for the Discord server, not for racing. This is like the etiquette of the Discord and your presence in our community. It's very important you guys read that when you're new to ORL, because it's pretty basic, but it's also important. Respect on members, no not safe for work content. Please use appropriate channels. We're not too crazy about it, but do your best. Official communications are in English, as we are an American and Canadian-based league. Do not DM admins. We have support channels for that. No advertising other Discords unless you ask permission and it's some sort of partnership. And do not block the ORL staff. I know that one's hard to avoid, but hey, do your best. Then you go into the roles section, and this I think is up to date. I think I changed it. Oh no, I gotta change this. There's a channel that I gotta get rid of. But you go here, and you can literally select your interest in gaming. You can select multiple. So there's ACC Endurance, ACC Open Lobbies. We're probably going to make those a bit more generic as well. ACC as a general game. AC, as I said, we don't do AC, but if you want to find people to play with, you can just use that role. And iRacing, which has now been added. Duck, see what Abdul just wrote in the chat, by the way. He's going to do an intake survey to get people to gauge interest on various racing series. We'll go live tomorrow. So hopefully it gives us more information than the last one, which was good information. It's just people didn't actually mean it. But yeah. Anyways, region-specific roles. We have 3 of them: North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. If you don't fall into those categories in your racing here, let us know and we will add them. And manufacturer roles. Again, this was ACC specific. We might change it up, but basically you just click whatever car you're interested in driving. And that way when you're using the team finder for endurance racing, you can literally like ping that role and find people to race with. I think my dog wants attention, so I'm gonna cut this down soon and then get that taken care of. This is our rule book. Read it. That's all I gotta say. Read the rule book. Read the rule book. Read the rule book. It's important. Everything is in here about points, penalties, classes, procedures on racing, how you can leave the session, cheating, code, behavior, on track, off track rules, the flags, how we penalize. The penalty system is so detailed here in our league. RTFM, Chad is right. If you don't know what that means, it means read the effing manual. Just read it. And everything is so clearly laid out with penalties. If you have a question about penalties, just look at the rulebook. It's very clear. And then we have a separate rulebook for the Premier Cup. It's not a separate, it's like an addition, like an addendum. And then from there, you just go to ACC registration. Read through this. It'll be, again, updated for Season 15, but you click the blue button, fill out the information, and then you're on your way. You're good. Don't update this all the time. Just sign up once and that's it. And then it'll give you a number at the end of your name. Yeah. Is there anything else I should touch on while I'm making this live stream and video, guys? I don't think so. I know there was something, but I think we're good. yeah, what Chad said. Couldn't do this without the support of our community. It's been a wild 3 years. Orel is 3 years old next month. We started, the only way I can tell how we started is by checking the date that Tyler joined. Which I'm gonna do right now, actually. Funny enough. Let's go find out. Let's go see. He's gonna be mad, but I'm gonna ping him so I can find him. It was October of 2020. That is super not correct. It's 2022, first of all, is when ORL started. We're not talking about FRL, Abdul. Let me check here. Oh, I have streamer mode on. Let me just disable that. It was November 15th, 2021. So actually, it was last month. November 15th, 2021 is when ORL started as FRL, and then January it started as ORL. So yeah, just over 3 years old. Crazy. FTRL, whatever. I wasn't there for it. Full Throttle Racing League. Such a cool name. It's like a 14-year-old made it. Okay. That's it, guys. No more last questions. I appreciate everyone being here. The championships will go live today. Graphic package will go live today or tomorrow. And as the day goes on, you'll start to see all of the logos switch over. And the new branding will be live. Thank you guys for being here, making ORL the best racing league in the world. Season 15, 3 years in. And we're going to just crush it in 2025. And that's it. Thank you guys very much. And have a swell day.
I gotta feel it, you don't mean it, while you're sad right now. I gotta feel it, there's something about your eyes. Something about your eyes. I gotta feel it, I don't mean it. Something about your eyes. I gotta feel it, I don't mean it.
Pair of jeans, a shirt or two.